We've got a comment form. It doesn't do anything yet because like we have a no-op function in here for onCreate. So we'll say create comment. Console log comment. And we'll use that down here just to make sure it works. Let's go back to my console. All right, let's take a look at the create comment because it's definitely clearing it out and doing something. I think we might have to actually call the onCreate. Let's see. Comments, passes, onCreate. Cool. So we'll just say this.props.onCreate. Now, what could we do here? If we had the post ID, we could pass it all the way down like we were doing in the post before, where we weren't passing functions from the application all the way down. We could totally refactor and do that, but let's get it working, and then we'll see if we decide to do that. Cool. So it looks like I've got some fun things here, which is an error, missing or insufficient permissions. I'm not totally sure where that's coming from yet, but I know that I don't have the ability to actually make comments. That's the thing. I also likely don't have the ability to read comments, right? Because we never made that security rule. So it is very likely that me trying to get the comments is not a thing. Again, this is why sometimes we will leave it wide open when we're first developing. So if I just go ahead and we comment this out, there is no error now. So now we know what the problem was. The problem was we don't have permission to read comments. So let's go ahead and fix that. We'll go to rules, this time for the database. Remember we saw earlier when discussing security rules that we can nest them, right? So we say match comments, comment ID. And I think anyone can read them. That seems fine. And yeah, if they're logged in, go for it. All right, no more error.
Is it possible to add the star, everything after that?
Yeah, I could totally do that.
Okay. Just
my heart says don't.
Yeah. I know,
right.
Yeah.
I don't know how that could totally because they can make all sorts of weird collections, right? I tend to keep it super restrictive, but yeah, you could. All right. So we've got comments there. Create comment. So that would be what? This.commentsref. This is why it's nice to just cache them somewhere and give yourself shortcuts. This.commentsref.add. And we'll say all the stuff from the comment. I really need the user to know what it's supposed, the rest of that information, right? I don't have access to the user in here. And Daniel pointed out, oh, we have all this neat stuff for use context with the functional components, but we don't have a way to get the user, we have ways, but we don't have a really nice way to get the user the same way we did in the stateless functional ones before. But there's inspiration in this with router, right? If that can give us all the route information, imagine one that could give us all the user information. So we're going to start with just that, just an empty comment with no author, and see how it goes for us. All right, cool. I have default props that are just filling in the rest of it, so it's not like there was magic in there. It's just that if nobody passes in a username, I chose Bill Murray. Mostly for the site philmurray.com, which is like placeholder art. That is all Bill Murray. Cool. So we can see we can make comments now. I want to check that out in the database real quick. You see posts, and now posts can have comments. Comments can have content, right? So we can kind of keep nesting down and see that all in Cloud Firestore as well.